I heard you say she's cheated on me before, but okay, I cheated before, right? Why you staying? Oh, for my daughter that you've seen 3 times this year for a total of about 16 hours altogether, and every time you had her, you posted, and I'm like, yo, stop posting my daughter, weirdo.
What's going on YouTube? Witty P dropping in one time, and I want to do a reaction to 2 artists, Papoose and Remy Pap. They've been going back and forth. At one point, they were the urban couple that everyone wanted to emulate. Find somebody to hold you down like Papoose, find you a ride or die like Remy Pap. But they've been butting heads the past few years. They've been butting heads, and they now taking it to Instagram Live. They both went on their Instagram Live, and my opinion, they're both losing. They're both losing. And if you be real and you look at things, with logic, and you be fair, you know that they're both losing. Yes, they're both losing. And why do I say this? Because they're both trying to win over public perception. Yes, they're trying to win over public perception in an instance. Yes. And this is impossible. You can't win over the internet. You can't win over public perception in an instance, because the internet and people change in an instance. Yes, people change in an instance. And we're going to cut away to some of the shit Papoose was saying, some of the shit Remy Pap was saying. And they're both losing because they're trying to win over public perception, and that can change in an instance. Only way you win over public perception is over time. Yes, it's over time with your moves, the moves that you make. And Papoose and Remy Pap, even though they've been going back and forth throughout the years, Papoose had won over public perception because they seen he'd been holding Claressa Shields down, who he's now dating, and they seen Remy Pap easy block the captain, a battle rapper. They looked at her as kind of like that's more of a downgrade, and Papoose is dealing with Claressa Shields now, whose career is, only going upwards, only going upwards, and he's supporting her. And now it looks like maybe Papoose was that ride or die guy. Maybe he was holding it down, and Remy Pap is the one that's cheating and shit like that, because she was caught on camera with Easy Block the Captain, sneaking around, geeking around and shit like that. So they're both losing right now because they're both fighting for public perception. When Papoose, you went over public perception by your actions over time. And then people got to sit back and say, damn, this whole time Papoose ain't said shit. All he did was hold his girl down, hold his chick down, support her, shit like that. Remy Pap, she was one going behind his back, cheating with Easy Block the Captain and shit like that. And we'll never know the full details of what goes on in relationships. So you never really know. You can only win over public perception, in my opinion, over time. Because when you try to win it over in an instance, it can change in an instance depending on what somebody like to hear that day, or who they may believe that day, or who they're more of a fan of. It can swing either way. So you can only win over public perception over time. I want to be clear on that. Like I said, when you look at this shit with logic and you fair about a situation and you're not looking to take sides, they both losing at the moment. But over time, it looked like Papoose, he's winning because who he's dealing with. Claressa Shields, like I say, female boxer on the rise, she's on the up and up, so they're both losing. But they did both say 2 things that really caught my attention, that I felt was true. And this is real, and whether you believe it or not, this is true. They both said 2 things out there. Entire ordeal, they've been going back and forth. They probably still going back and forth right now. But Remy Pap said something that was so true, and I had to kind of snicker at that and laugh at that, because I'm like, damn, that's the truth. She say, ain't no man more faithful than a man who ain't got no place to stay. And if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. A man who ain't got nowhere to stay, ain't got no holes, ain't got shit, he just got you, or he be straight as a damn narrow. He be straight as a damn narrow. He ain't even gonna look at no other female if he, if he ain't got no place else to stay, shit like that. He be on his best behavior. Remy Pap said that, and that is true. That's the truth. And Papoose said something that was so true. He says, since I've been dealing with Claressa Shields, and I've been on the up and up with her, you don't see Remy Pap sneaking around with Easy Block the Captain anymore. And that's true, because public perception say, oh, Remy Pap, you downgraded dealing with that. Papoose dealing with Claressa Shields now, so he's upgraded. So public perception told Remy Pap, damn, you downgraded this or that, so you don't see her with Easy Block the Captain as much anymore, because now everybody look at her like, damn, you ditched that for that. You know what I'm saying? While Papoose, is on the up and up with Claressa Shields. So they both said two things that was true. Because you don't see Remy Pap with Easy Block the Captain sneaking and geeking around anymore. You used to see them from time to time sneaking and geeking around different restaurants and shit like that. But let's cut away to what they both said, because honestly, nobody wins when the family feuds. They have kids, things like that. And they both said two things that I felt were true. Other than that, it's about public perception, who you want to believe, who you fuck with, who you a fan of, shit like that, if you want to be real. But let's cut away and see what they both had to say.
My bad mom. Ask him. And then ask all of his kids if he's a good father. Ask all of them. Not just the ones y'all see. Ask all of them.
He said I got you high from drugs.
How? Now, this is why we had a problem. Anybody that knows me the only drug I ever did was weed. And I literally just started smoking weed about 18 months ago when I got my strain. Stop playing with me. How what? How you on what? Ain't never do no fucking crack. Ain't never do no crack cocaine.
Go back and forth. Why not?
Pills. Ain't never do no Molly. Ain't never do no lean.
Why not?
Ain't never do none of that. Ever.
You don't lie long enough.
That
just tag each other in and just go back and forth.
They all know that. I heard you say she's cheated on me before, but okay, I cheated before, right? Why you stay? Oh, for my daughter that you've seen 3 times this year for a total of about 16 hours altogether, and every time you had her, you posted, and I'm like, yo, stop posting my daughter, weirdo. You know she has her own phone, right? You know she could talk, right? I swear to God, don't play with me. I'll talk. I won't put her on camera, but I'll let her talk. Mama, when the last time you seen Daddy? When the last time he called you? I'm not. How y'all call this crashing out? Because this fucking weirdo is sitting over there with his fucking current come-up situation, plotting on me to bring me down, to make him and them look like they doing something, just lying all day. And I don't be saying nothing because I don't care, because they don't affect my bag, because they don't hurt me. But now you're just getting now y'all just too comfortable. Wait, now we got something to promote, so let me start talking about Rem again. Nah, we not doing that. Crashing out is me going over to that little ass apartment and blowing that shit the fuck up. That's crashing out. But why the fuck would I do that when I don't care?
She moves very strange. I seen a video where she looked outside herself. I'm not accusing her of anything. This is not my style. But the fact that you mentioned my children and fabricated all these stories about me, about this money, when I wrote 90% of your rhymes since I met you, I can type a word from any one of your verses for the past time I've been with you. I wrote 3 songs on your first album. I can come in my email drafts right now, which has dates on them, y'all, 2016, 14, and you can literally see her lyrics pop up, the whole rapper pop up. But let me say this, though. Let's get to this part right here. We just heard him admit that he's blackmailing her, right? Now, let's listen to her telling me that he's blackmailing her, that she would have been stopped talking to him. Since she want to get on here and fabricate and fake big this lame up. Have you noticed since I moved on, you never see her with the lame no more? She was sneaking around with him in restaurants. What he was at? Cheese Factory, matching outfits, losing the battle on stage, getting cooked by Geechee, getting cooked by Suge. This nigga can cook every battle. I don't know what type of rapper is this dude, man. Never lost a battle in my life. But anyway, keep it moving. We don't care about that. She tried to make it about Claressa. I just met Claressa in July last year. I've been dealing with this with you since 2022. Claressa has nothing to do with this. She's very angry because Claressa is shining like the diamond she is. World-class champion, Olympic winner. She has nothing to do with this. Actually, Claressa went on a Breakfast Club, did an interview, and said she don't have a problem with her. This, which aired yesterday. Yesterday morning, I wake up to a phone call of her being belligerent, being a narcissist, screaming on my phone, claiming that Claressa disrespected her. How did she disrespect you? She said she don't have a problem with you. Then, in the process of that phone call, she asked me, so are you done with me? Are you done with me? I said, is that a question? Am I done with you? I said, she said, you moving forward with the divorce? I said, yes.
Stole her heart like a ball player.
I be getting still, and I pay for it in full. We don't split the bill. This ain't that fake vibe that you used to. Nah, this shit is real. I'm so allergic to fake people, I need some Benadryl. If we were slaves, y'all would be house niggas, we in the field. She fight for the people. George Floyd, Emmett Till, Olympic winner. First female boxer to get a meal. So much motion that she be moving while she be sitting still. It's a heavyweight title. They gonna say it's still.
Now, if you ask me, they both crashing out because they fighting over public perception, which is the internet. You know, they fighting for the internet. You know, they fighting for people to pick sides, and whoever you're a fan of, that's whose side you're gonna pick. Period. That's just is what it is. You're gonna believe what you want to believe, and whoever you're a fan of, that's whose side you're gonna take. Most people don't look at shit with logic. Most people don't look at shit in a fair way, because if you did, you would say both of these motherfuckers is wrong because they go into the internet fighting for public perception, which you can never win because that can change in an instant. Only way you win situations like this is over time with how you move. And in my opinion, Papoose, he was winning the public perception because he was holding his new gal down, Claressa Shields, you know, and she's on the up and up with her career. So he was winning the public perception, in my opinion, until he, you know, ran to the internet and going back and forth with Remy Pap. They might as well tag each other in and start going back and forth. But I definitely want to get my reaction to this because they both crashing out, if you ask me. Once you bring all your business and shit to the internet, you might as well hold that L. But comment, like, subscribe. That's what you can help us share the video. If it's entertaining, hit that cash up. I'm going to keep the fire coming. I'm going to keep it rolling. This is what I do. We out.